Hello there, Carrie Rhoades here. Welcome back to my craft studio here in Eagle, Idaho. In today's video, I'm going to be playing with a new Glimmer Hot foil set from Spellbinders. It's the Art Deco borders. I'm going to be using them tone on tone. So the color of foil that I use will match the color of cardstock that I use for some elegant Christmas backgrounds. To make a background with these 4 border plates, I need to line them up. And to do that, I found it easiest to adhere my paper temporarily to my grid. And then I was able to line up my dies on my paper, spacing them out how I wanted. You could do this without the paper underneath, but having the paper secured to my glass plate really helped in creating this background. So I lined the 4 of them up how I wanted them. I can use the grid on either side of the paper to make sure they're straight. And then I'm going to hold those 4 borders together with a piece of purple tape. Then this becomes like one piece. Then I cut down some red foil to size. This red foil goes beautifully with this Cranberry Bliss cardstock. And I want to trim the foil down pretty close to the same size as the dies to prevent over foiling. And then I laid my dies or my plates onto the foil so that the pretty side of the die is touching the pretty side of the foil. Good tip to remember. Then I'm taping that in place just so it doesn't move because I need to flip this over to put it on my Glimmer Hot foil machine. Once that's on there, I can push the timer, and the timer will blink for about a minute. When it stops blinking, you know it's ready to run through your die cut machine, and you just pull the plate out and run it through. No extra plates are necessary besides what comes with the Glimmer Hot foil machine. And check out this beautiful tone on tone hot foil background. So we will repeat that, and that's going to glimmer foil almost all of the paper. And then I will show you some other colors and how I finished off the background after that. So we run that through again. Again, you just lay the plates on top, press the timer. It takes about 1 minute, and then you can run that through your die machine. And now I have another row, and I just love making my own backgrounds, so I thought this was super cool. So here, let me show it to you on some Kiwi slice paper with some green foil. I'm continuing to use the dies taped together with the same tape that I did originally. I made 3 backgrounds with this before the tape kind of fell apart, which you'll see here in a little bit. So this works best with the plates face up, the foil face down onto the plates, and then your cardstock. Doing it in reverse does not give you a good impression. So see there, I have red, black, and green. Now I'm going to cut my tape down the middle because I only needed 2 more of those borders to complete the entire background. So I tried to keep the tape together and not have to retape them, and I was able to do that for the red one, but there you see they fell apart. So I had to retape them, which was fine and very easy to do to finish off my last 2 backgrounds. So here I am putting that foil down so that the pretty side of the foil touches the pretty side of the plate, and then we'll run that through and finish off the green background. And then when it came time to do the black background, I had a bit of a snafu. My plates on the very last run through shifted and it was not straight there at the bottom. So you'll see how I fix that when it comes time to make cards with these beautiful backgrounds. So we'll do that next. I love how they turned out. I'm taking a stamp from the Holiday Joy stamp set from Fun Stamper's Journey, just a stamp set I had in my stash. I'm inking that up with Cranberry Bliss ink so that it matches the color of paper for my red card. So remember, I'm doing tone on tone, so I'm keeping this pretty monochromatic. And I'm repeating that just to intensify that color. And the Y on this Joy did not want to come out, so I had to give it a little extra push there. And then I'm going to die cut this out with a stitched rectangle die. That's from the Special Day tag die set. If you watch any of my videos, you know I use that tag die set all the time. So I'll run that through, and it has a little stitched edge. And then I have the Journey Blooms holiday set that has a holly and some berry dies in it. When you die cut these, you want to leave them in the die, then bring back your platform, put the dies cut side up, bring in your embossing mat to put down on top of that first, and then the embossing plate. Run that back through your die cut machine and it embosses the details of these dies right into them, giving them a little special extra something. So there you have it, my holly and berries to kind of accentuate this card. I mounted my beautiful foiled background onto the same color cardstock, but having it lifted up there. And then I will put the sentiment on with some foam squares as well. So quite a bit of dimension on this card, but when you have a simple card like this, having the dimension really is that extra something that your card needs. So I'm putting that, you know, approximately in the center, not too over concerned about it. And then when I put these holly leaves on, I need to put dimension on part of them and glue on the other part where it's going to touch the tag. And then we'll stick that down so it's in the bottom corner of the sentiment. So cute. And then the berries will glue on top of that. And to dress up my berries, I'm bringing in my Nuvo Crystal Gems, and I will glue those right where those holes are in the holly berries. And I like to use my Tombow Aqua Glue because this glue dries clear with a matte finish. So if any of the glue is gonna like squish out around those gems, you will not be able to see it. And it's a very strong adhesive, so I know that it's gonna hold them in place and they won't be moving anywhere. So that is the pretty thing for these cards, and I will put that on all three of them to finish them off. But each card is a tiny bit different just because, you know, the color is different, but then how I attached the holly. So here on the green one, I put the holly at the top, and I sponged the edge of the holly just so it stood out a little bit against all that green. And then I did black and white with the holly as the pop of color, and you can see I trimmed that down to be a 4-inch square and made a 4.5 by 4.5 inch card to remove that, you know, wonky crooked bottom piece. But it all worked out, and I would love to know which of these three cards is your favorite. Leave a comment below and let me know. If you're new here, I would love for you to subscribe. I have new videos about twice a week, so make sure to subscribe and ring the little bell so you know when I have a new video. Everything I used is listed and linked for you below. I hope you have a fabulous day. Happy stamping! Bye!